Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is a city day. We're going book shopping, clothes shopping, so that's kind of the agenda for today. It's very exciting, really. Putting bagoos in my baggage.
That's that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
It's true. I don't know why. I absolutely hate little books like this. Not to judge a book by its cover, but that's my least favorite kind of book. Can you hold these ones for me, please? This is a book about a girl, babe, who goes to live with her step-uncle and cousins, and she sleeps with all of them while calling him uncle. So I'm afraid of that one. I see all over TikTok, but I'm just not convinced that I want to read them. If I'm going romance, I kind of want like a light little book. I bought some books, so I'm gonna show you guys what I picked up. We actually ended up going to a second location, because why not? Why not? I got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I haven't read anything from her. This is part of the Rebel Blue Ranch novel. I find a lot of romance authors do like series, but not really. It's like different love stories that take place in the same universe. So like there might be some side characters mentioned in a book that have their own book. Does that make sense? I don't know how much I love that, because then I always feel super obligated to read all of them. But who knows, maybe this will be like really good and I'll want to read all of them. I've heard good things about this one. It's a brother's best friend. Not typically like a trope that I like or love, but and neither is Western, so who knows what I'm doing, but I have faith. Got The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I see everybody talk about this book, but I'm actually reading The Dead Romantics right now by Ashley Poston. I'm probably going to finish it tonight. I have like 50 pages left, and I'm really, really liking it. I never see anybody talk about that book though, so stay tuned for my June reading wrap-up. But I'm really vibing with that, so I'm going to give this one a try because it's the same author. I picked up Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I think I might save this for like my fall TBR about serial killers. Not that that's necessarily like a fall genre. That's true crime is a year-round genre, but I have so much on my summer TBR and it only keeps growing. I pre-ordered Reckless, which is the Powerless sequel. I'll probably have that by the time this video goes up, or maybe not. But no, I won't. But it's coming out like July 2nd. I pre-ordered it already. And then in November is the third book in the Lightlark series. I forget what it's called. Skyshade. I've pre-ordered that one. And then I've pre-ordered Fourth Wing, which only comes out in January. But I've also pre-ordered all of the Throne of Glass series, because I know all of them are out already, but there was like a series set on Amazon. So that's coming in July. And I still have like 20 books on my bookcase right now that I haven't read. All of that to say, so this is probably going to be pushed to fall, but I'm really excited. It is about this woman who is convinced that her new neighbor is a serial killer. So that's super fun. I got Once Upon a Broken Heart. I've been trying to buy less fantasy because I have so many fantasy series going on and I'm the kind of person that if I'm starting a series, like I gotta bang, 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 I gotta knock it all out. I can't take super long breaks. There's only 3 books in this series. If the back is any indication, these are not. These are the Caraval book series by the same author, which I've also heard good things about, but it looks like there's only 2 more books in this series. So I'm excited to read that, but that's going to be like at a much later date. I did pick up The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing. These are both, this is the second and the third book in the Cruel Prince series. So again, I'm already working through another fantasy series, but I did really like that. So I just read The Cruel Prince, and then I didn't have I didn't have the second one, so I started The Dead Romantics, and then I think I'm going to have to jump back in because I want to see what happens next. But that's book 2 and 3. And then I finally picked up Funny Story, and funny story, the first location we went to, it was not on sale, and I was like, $40 is a lot for a hardcover. It's a lot, Canadian pricing. So I didn't pick it up at the first location because I was like, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But for some reason, 20% off, I was like, yeah, why not? This kind of sounds like a good premise. I've never read an Emily Henry book, but everybody always talks about it. I think this is the newest one. Ooh, that's pretty. But everybody really likes her, and everybody really likes this book, so we're going to see. That's my little haul of too many books. Too many books. I have too many books, but I'm not super sad about it. So because I bought a crap ton of books, I need to reorganize my shelf a little. This one is empty because it has my Keanu Reeves pop, and I have 2 Keanu Reeves books, and I got some flowers. It's like the decor shelf. That's going to have to change, but I don't think that needs to change today. I think I need to just get situated for the rest of my summer TBR, because this shelf here, all of this, not this because I'm getting the full series of Throne of Glass, so I can probably just give that to somebody, but all of this, I'm so sorry for how messy my bed is. Okay, and then all of this are on my TBR. And like I said, I've pre-ordered a lot of books. The sequel to Powerless Reckless is coming in like 2 weeks. And then at the end of July, I'm getting all of Throne of Glass. So I do have fantasy books coming up that I need to read. However, this is just making me antsy. And I don't necessarily like to have a strict, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to read this. Sometimes I just like to feel it out. But I do need to have a little bit of semblance of what I want to read this summer, because I have a couple of books that I think I'm going to save until fall. First thing I will say is I just finished The Dead Romantics, actually. Finished the last 50 pages, and it was so good. But I'm going to save that for my June reading wrap-up to talk about. But I just finished that, so I should have time for one more book in June before July. So I think I'm going to read the sequel to The Cruel Prince, which is The Wicked King. And then after that, I don't know if it'll be directly after. No, it probably will be. I'm going to go from this one directly into the third one, The Queen of Nothing. So those are my next 2 books. They're in the same series, so that's fine. And I'm just going to pull out what I want to save for fall. So I talked about this one, Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I'm going to save that for fall. I'm also saving The Mother Thing for fall. It's kind of like a thriller horror. This woman gets haunted by her mother-in-law. It sounds so fun, and I love this cover. So I'm going to save that for fall as well. I'm also saving Midnight Sun, which of course is Twilight from Edward's perspective. This is a thick boy. This is a thick boy if I've ever seen one. So I'm saving that for fall as well, because Twilight is just kind of like fall vibes. So that's 3 books for fall already. I think also Camp Zero I'm saving for fall, which I have tried and failed to describe the plot of this book several times. So I'm going to wait until I read it before I accurately tell you what it's about. But a woman does go undercover in a government situation. And then what do I have? This is a poem book. So I do kind of leaf through it. It's not really, poem books isn't really something I have set on my TBR, because I don't think I'm ever going to sit down and read 200 poems back to back, but I do leaf through it and kind of, read it bit by bit. So for summer, I think after I read The Wicked King and the Queen of Nothing, I think either I'm going to have Reckless by then, but if I don't, I'm going to do Love and Olives, which is a little bit of a summary thing. And then this isn't in any order, but I do want to read The Cartographers, The 7-Year Slip, Done and Dusted, and Funny Story kind of in the summary season. So I'm saving those for summary seasons. And then I have who knows what else. I have The Curse of Ophelia, which is the first in a fantasy series. So I know inevitably whenever I start this, I'm going to have to get the sequels. I don't even know how many books are in this one. I don't think it's like a lot. I think it's like 3, maybe 4 books in this series. So it's not as big as like Throne of Glass or even A Quarter of Thorns and Roses. But I'm going to, I just know that whenever I read this, I'm going to have to read more. I think, and then I want to read Circe. I have Bright Young Women, Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is the first in 3 books. And then I have Severance by Ling Ma, which is like a is my brain gonna work? I don't know. Oh, it's an apocalyptic story, so like maybe I'll save that for fall. I don't know. We'll see if I can get through all my other ones, and then also Throne of Glass, because I'm going to make a huge vlog or just like a reading the entire series video. So that's kind of that. But now I need to like organize this a little bit better. I'm gonna put my fall books in the back. Okay, that is where I'm going to leave you guys for now because I am about to get started on The Wicked King. I really enjoyed Cruel Prince, like a lot. I can't wait for my June wrap up. I can't stop talking about it, but it was just like it was more politically charged than romance charged, which was nice. There's definitely some hints of romance, which I'm here for. Enemies to Lovers is my favorite bit. So I'm excited to keep reading and find out what happens. So I'm going to catch up with you guys later. Bye!